Down inside the 10, and the three cover guys' ability to go down and make those plays, force them into 90, 95-yard drives either way, along with us rushing the ball well enough to keep the clock running is how we won the game. So both teams missed a field goal, kind of evened out in the end. Our defense has had their back against the wall a number of times this year. They were against the wall again tonight. Huge momentum swing when we fumble. Crowds behind them, they got the ball in field goal range already. And we came out and made plays. Gave ourselves a chance. Had a very unusual call. I'm not sure, I know what the call was, but I'm not sure how it happened. I wish I would have seen the replay. But, and then we had an all-out block call. Crashed in and just fortunate enough that they missed the field goal. So it's a really good win for our guys. We just need to stay the course. Obviously, we've got a long ways to go offensively. Personnel-wise, we've got to try to come up with some answers to allow ourselves to throw the ball a little better, to at least be somewhat balanced, which we're not right now, and as we move forward. But I don't want to take anything away from what these guys accomplished and coming up here and finding a way to win the football game.
You guys want to trick the quarter, or are you good?
And Mike, why was Cab this evening in the game?
19 got a hand injury, and so he went out, and we put him back in. And Barry and I were talking about Cabinets. What a great story for a young man that's walked on, local kid from Norman North that busts his tail every day, all the time. Those guys don't ever know if they're going to get a chance to get in the game. Then he makes a big time catch. I mean, you can't write a better script for that kid. Awesome. We did decide to throw it. As good as we were rushing the ball, they're going to play run. Everybody in the stands knew it. There was a minute 52, and they had 2 timeouts. And they only needed a field goal, so it was irrelevant to just run it and move the clock. So, went ahead and said, let's throw it. It just happened that Spencer made a great throw and Cab made a great catch, and the game was over.
The offensive line, I know you mentioned, a lot of times you don't see the tape, but you mentioned the fact that they knew you were going to run the ball, and they still did. What kind of strides did your offensive line take tonight?
I think they were better tonight. Again, I could see pretty good in the angle I had tonight, and I thought we were much better with our schemes. Last week when I was talking, I thought we needed better scheme runs, not just lucky runs where you make people miss all the time. And I would say that we did a much better job of scheme and getting people blocked and put our backs in space.
What did Jalen Warren bring to that tonight?
Well, he's a good runner. I told you guys last week that we got a chance to see him, and he's aggressive. He's strong. Got in the open field, he can make a play, take off, and when he breaks the big run for 75 or whatever it was, we needed a lift. I mean, we were struggling. We couldn't get a first down, and defensively we were struggling. So he makes the big run now, puts us right back in the game. And then he had to run through tackles when they knew we were going to rush the ball. Everybody in the stadium knew we were running the ball, and he still runs through tackles. Unfortunate there at the end when he turned it loose, he's got to hang on to the ball.
I don't think you guys were ever down more than 2 scores, but there for a little bit it felt like you guys were down 50. How did those guys kind of handle that? Was there any frustration on the sideline? How did they kind of handle that adversity?
I didn't see any frustration, but when we went in at halftime, I had to look at the scoreboard, and I thought we were behind by 20. I just felt like we were behind by 20. I didn't really think we did anything other than one long run. I didn't think we slowed them down, and I didn't think we functioned very well as an offense. And I looked at the scoreboard, and we were ahead by 1. I mean, but it just didn't feel that way. These guys do a good job. We have a culture in place that allows guys to ignore the conditions and keep playing, and that's what they did.
There was a moment there where it looked like the defense couldn't even catch its breath in the first half, and then it held on in the second half. 3rd week in a row that the defense has done it. What did you see?
Well, that's what I was just talking about. I mean, really in the first half, we never slowed them down much. they turned it over, right, in the first half. That helped. And we just never really slowed them down, and we couldn't stay on the field long enough offensively to allow them to catch their breath. I mean, for the first 20 minutes of the game, midway through the second quarter, I mean, it was a track meet for their team, not us. So I do know that we made some really good adjustments at halftime, and it worked. And because the offense was able to rush the ball, the defense was able to stay fresh.
How much of the early struggles offensively were personnel-wise? You were missing a lot of receivers, and how much of it was scheme-wise?
We got issues. I mean, we're down a bunch of wideouts. I mean, it's real obvious. I mean, there's no reason to hide that. You know, 85 made plays last week, and then 85 got hurt. And we didn't have one, so we just, you know, we're inexperienced. I mean, we've got guys out there that are lined up and playing, but they're freshmen. Freshmen play like freshmen sometimes. So we just have to come up with the best schemes possible to try to balance out a little bit more than what we were tonight.
Mike, the way Boise State played tonight, I know that they're not on the schedule moving forward, but seeing the way they played tonight, if they were to have the opportunity to be in the Big 12, I mean, would you recommend them, or I mean, what do you think of them?
Well, all that's way over my head. You know, there's more things involved than geographical location, TV viewers, so many things are involved. I will say this, and I said it last week in the press conference, and I'll say it after being out here. These guys got a great thing going here. You know, they have a unique stadium with their turf. I don't know what this place seats, like 40,000 or something, but it gets loud based on the way it is. The people in this community take a lot of pride in it. And their players play better than they're supposed to because they've had so much tradition here. That's why they're able to beat a lot of Power 5 schools, because they play above their heads, and I think they're very, very well coached. They stay in their box, like with Andy. I mean, he's a Boise guy forever. They just go get another Boise guy and bring him in. They just keep doing the same stuff they've always done. So I can see why they get players here that may be on the verge of going Power 5, and they come here instead because they got a heck of an environment. It's a pretty cool place.
What turned it around for you? With what, 6 minutes left in the first half, you had 1 first down. Hadn't done anything, like you said, hadn't stopped them. For the rest of the game, you dominated the rest of the game. You could have scored more. What flipped the switch?
Well, in the first half, we had the long run, and we got the turnover. And then when we were at 3rd and 20 or something, they pass interfered us, and we got a break there. It was pass interference. I mean, it was clearly pass interference, and that allowed us to score. And from that point moving forward, we really played better than they did, because defensively we shut them out, and offensively we moved the ball. We just, you know, we just became so one-dimensional that we just a little short there. But the long run kept us alive in the first quarter, and then the turnover, and then the pass interference is what changed the game for us.
Do you have any update on Trey Sterling moving forward?
Trey is done for the year. He's done. We put him in the list with the other guys, unfortunately.
With that said, how important does Jason Taylor become? And it seemed like he played well tonight, obviously.
Yeah, Jason's been in there. You know, came in last year at times, played quite a bit, and gets a lot of reps. And you know, I hate that for Trey, and I hate he's done for the year. But that is a position we got some guys. It's not like we're putting a freshman out there like it wide receiver.
Jason blocked the field goal.
Yeah, he was credited with a block.
Who did?
Jason Taylor.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he just missed it.
No.
Oh, I didn't know it was blocked.
He got
I didn't know that.
Anything else for Coach? We got Casey Dunn down the hall.
Spencer, how'd Spencer play? You think?
I think he played good, Barry. We didn't protect him. So, and again, when you're one-dimensional, it allows him some flexibility on coverages, and then they can bring pressure. And we didn't protect him very good, in my opinion. He didn't have much of a chance to throw the ball, but I thought he rushed the ball well.
Injury related for Trey?
Who?
Injury related for Trey? Is that why he's out for the year?
Yes.
Anything else?